Praise the Lord. How you guys doing today? I hope you're great. So I woke up having like two thoughts in my mind. The first one is gonna be for another video, but this one specifically is for artists, for dancers, for producers, for creatives, for every kind of entertainment in the gospel industry. This is for you. This is like from my heart, but also from like the things I've learned, and yeah, hope it blesses you. Just stay tuned in. So about a week ago, I watched a video of Pastor Cece Winans doing an interview. Now if you don't know Pastor Cece Winans, okay, if you don't know Cece Winans, you just go type Cece Winans. Just put Cece, the Winans will come by itself. She has accomplished a lot in the gospel music industry globally. Man, like I don't know, like she's everywhere. And so I want to draw attention to just a thing she said that just blew my mind, and blew my mind, but also it got me thinking, like, there are people in this same space. This is their goal, and hearing this will just change their minds, by the Spirit of God. She said that times she's in her house and she's walking around her house and she sees all those awards, all the Grammys, all the Stellar Awards, the Dove Awards, like she has seen it all, they're in her house and they're shining and they look beautiful. But she says when her heart is heavy, none of those things can help. None of those things can help. None of those things can help her quench that. Like, none of those things can help her come back. But she knows better that that's a time when she needs to call her mom so that they can pray. Or that's a time where she needs to call her husband or to call other mothers in the church, meet them, and they pray together. Now, that was so profound for me. I shared yesterday that one of the things that can prevent you from reaching where God desires for you to be is the honor of man, seeking for man's honor, not the honor of God. Praise the Lord. So, what Pastor Sissy said, I was like, wow, there are people who just sit there and they're waiting to be appreciated. Maybe in form of awards, in form of money, but that money is going to get done. Pastor Sissy said those awards are in her house, but they don't do anything to her spiritually. Nothing. She knows better in it. When her heart is heavy and aching, she knows to call her mother, she knows to call her husband, and pray together, and other people in the church. Praise the Lord. Now, I'm saying this because sometimes we can be working and our minds are just on the award. Like when you get that award, like you're working towards the award. That's not a way to live. Praise the Lord. Because there's a lot that God has put in your spirit, and the devil will keep lying to you, and you'll be thinking music is your only ministry, hyping is your only ministry, dancing is your only ministry, production is your only ministry, presenting is your only ministry. Like God will put all those, and you think that is your only ministry. That's the biggest lie. In fact, though all those things I've mentioned are just a tip of the iceberg of what God has put in your spirit. It's just a drop in the ocean. There's a lot. I mean, you can be a dancer and be a powerful teacher of the word. Are we together? Yeah, so Pastor Sissy said that, and I was like, wow, So how do you get to that place? How do you get to that place where it's not about what you're doing publicly, or it's not about the music, or not about not about the hyping, the dancing, the presenting, what's it? So the answer is as simple as this: you need to be planted in a church. It's as simple as that. You need to be planted in a church, because it's so easy for those awards to define you. Like, well, the awards are good. I'm not saying they're bad. It's good to appreciate talent, good to appreciate what God is doing. It's really fine. And but for some people like me, I'm very fine without an award because I know exactly what God has called me to do. Shout outs to Van Mesh, who won an award for the best hip hop artist album of the year. Anyway, that put aside. So it's so easy for that award to define you. It can easily define you, and that's all there is to your ministry. That's not all there is to your ministry. You need to be planted in a church. Actually, in Antico, our new tagline from September last year is more than music. We're doing the music, but we're doing a lot more that's not the music. Because when Jesus comes back, he's not going to look for a perfect artist. He's not going to look for the best presenter. That's man. That's not God. He's not going to look for the best dancer or the best songwriter or hip hop collab of the year. No. Jesus is looking for his bride. a beautiful bride without blemish. Your music plays a part to that, but it's not all there is to that. Praise the Lord. So it's important to know that when you're planted in a church, actually for us at Antico, these days when people come in fellowship and they're registering, you register your name, your church, sometimes even put your pastor's number and the department you're serving in the church, because we know that serving is what sustains you in the ministry. Praise the Lord. It's not your music. Your music is just a gift that God has given you to reach out to his people, but what sustains is not that music. I mean, people write very good, inspiring gospel music from a place of depression, and you cannot even tell. Praise the Lord. So it's not your music, So what I'm trying to say is as simple as this: be planted in a church, serve in your church, grow in your church, grow in the word. In fact, for the Antico leaders, we've told them, get a leadership position at your church, disciple people, grow people. Let your music just be a tool to reach out to. It's just your music is just a tool. That's why we don't put it down. It's a tool. Our music is like the stuff, Moses stuff. Like that's our music, right? That's our music. You place it out there, it does a lot of things, but there's a lot more than the stuff. Praise King Jesus. So we need to understand that, because some of us, man, it's sad and it's even weird, because in Uganda, I don't know about other countries because I'm a Ugandan. My experience is in Uganda. Not many gospel artists earn enough to sustain them to sustain their lives without working. Most of them, they have jobs, they have things they're doing. It's not a full-time thing, Actually, better. Let me say it better. For some artists out of Kampala, nobody knows you. It's just your friends around you who know you, or a few people, or a few people you think know you on Instagram. But outside Kampala, nobody knows you. So what are you doing? Like, your music is just a small fraction. It's not all there is. I mean, like, just imagine, imagine just outside Kampala, no one knows you, and you think you're doing ministry. Well, you're doing part of ministry, but you're not doing the whole of it. And what I'm saying is simple: find a faith-based community, a church, get planted, serve. When you start serving God, God satisfies you with who he is, but you're just enjoying serving him, you're enjoying discipling people, you're enjoying growing people in the church. It reaches a time where you're like, man, like, I love myself so much, I love what God is doing to me so much, and you realize it's not even about the music, but it's about you serving him. Praise King Jesus. So I would like to encourage every dancer, every hype man, every producer, you can't be there and you don't have a church, and don't say I pray online. Like, that's I won't even get to that. That's so fake, because you pray online, like, as in, what does that even mean? Like, okay, if I do in COVID, I'd understand, but you pray online, let's not even go there. But hey, it's as simple as that. Get a church, start to serve at the church, grow in the okay. Let me give a quick scenario. After, I'm not going to be rapping till 60, no, but guess what I can do now? By 60 or at around 50 years old, I've set up a record label, a gospel record label that mentors young people in the art of rap music, but all for the Lord. Praise King Jesus. That I have conferences and I'm talking to young rappers and discipling them in the ways of doing gospel music or rapping for Christ. I'm not going to be going up on stage at 60, moving all around, up and about, doing shows at 60. No, but hey, I can grow what God has given inside me to other people, and they can grow and rap. Because even like this flesh that might not go up about 120 years. That's maximum. It's gone, But what have I done in the time that God has given me to ensure that I don't die, that I am more valuable alive than dead? That's what our Papa likes to say. Make sure by the time you die, you're more valuable dead than alive. And your music can't do that. But the reaching out to people is what does that. Praise the Lord. And you can't reach out to people if you don't have a faith-based community. And that's church. Praise the Lord. So I hope this has encouraged you. Because man, like, your leg is gonna break tomorrow and you're not gonna dance no more. Like, things happen, So like I said, after the music stops, what next? So after the music stops, as I close, after the music stops, what next? After the rapping stops, what next? After the dancing stops, what next? When you're 50 and there are better presenters and you're not presenting anymore, what next? Doing the work of God is what's going to sustain you. And music and all those things you're doing, it's just a drop. because when Christ comes, he's not looking for a perfect artist, not looking for a perfect accountant, not looking for the best gospel hip-hop collab of the year, not looking for the female. Like, God is coming back for his bride without blemish, and you have to participate in that. And whatever you're doing that God has blessed you with, it's just the tip of the iceberg. God bless you. Bye bye.